Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into the Premier League weekend coming up. We're going to break down the games and we're going to give you our predictions. We're going to give you key players that won't be playing this weekend and see how that will affect the team. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned to the channel. Welcome back. This is another video. I'm going to give you my rundown of the Premier League games that's playing this weekend. And also, I'm going to give you the predictions and players that's missing from this week games. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you guys can see and get the update. So, for match 21, yes, guys, this week 21, the games are going so fast. Can't believe it. It's already mid of the English Premier League already. It's crazy how it is. But, you know, we got 5 games this weekend. And there are fairly some good games coming up for this weekend. So the first game coming up this weekend is Burnley facing Luton. These are two teams currently in the bottom 3. They're sitting right there at the bottom of the table. This game, could determine if they have a chance of making it out of the bottom 3. It's two teams that's really not been in the best form this season. But of lately, these two teams have shown improvement. They somewhat is coming around. Especially Burnley. I seen them play a few games recently. And you can see that Vincent Kompany is really getting to them. He's really bringing across his messages clearly to them, and it's a bit of improvement there. I can't say that they haven't improved. So for Burnley, Luton has never beat Burnley since 2022. They have played a few games, one drawn. Burnley winning 2 times. Luton haven't won. The win probability is in Burnley favor of 49%. Draw probability at 27%. And Luton winning probability at 24%. These two teams, as I said, it's not really been in the best form this season in the English league. And, this game could determine... this game is really important to both these teams. They really need a win. They really need to find themselves, getting out of the bottom 3 right now, because it's come down to crunch time, and you know how it be. So for injuries, Charlie Taylor and Foster was withdrawn from the Burnley game that they played in the FA Cup. So it's not a good sign when you got your starters, 2 of your good starters that you play regularly, being withdrawn. We haven't got an update from Vincent Kompany yet, so we don't know if they'll be able to play in this game or not. But all we know is that they were withdrawn. They didn't get to finish the match. For Luton, anyway, the most noticeable injury or absentee they have is Thomas Lockyer. And that's their captain. I don't know if you was watching the game when, it was Luton versus Bournemouth. In the second half, the captain fell to the ground. Later report was that he had a cardiac arrest. So my opinion is that he's going to be out for the season. You got to get assessed. You got to, it's never a good sign. We've seen so many footballers, Aguero, and quite a few more, with the same situation, but all the best to him and speedy recovery. So my prediction for this game is I feel like Burnley will have the upper end, and I feel like Burnley should win this game by 1. So moving on to the next game for this weekend, Chelsea versus Fulham. That should be a very interesting game. Chelsea coming into this game off a comfortable win in the FA Cup versus Preston. They won 4-0. They have looked good in the past few games they played. They have looked good. I know they got by Christopher Nkunku, but I heard that he got a injury, picked up an injury during training. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to play. I know Nicholas Jackson will be leaving for the African Cup. I know he's gonna be gone. and that's a big miss for Chelsea because he's the striker that's Chelsea been relying on lately. But that's saying they still got quality players in their squad. They still got depth. The likes of Sterling, the likes of Palmer. Hopefully, Christopher Nkunku could come back into the squad and see what he could do. He only scored. He scored on the return to Chelsea, one goal. He started the other game and been out since. So hopefully, this game coming he could start. For Fulham, on the other end, Fulham also got players that will be leaving for the African Cup Nations. Alex Obi, a few players that they need. Alex Obi has been one of the best midfielder Fulham have for this season. He'll be a big miss for the team. And my prediction for this game will be Chelsea to win. Just the fact that they really picked up. They really figured out what they goal is and what they rotation is, what they plan is. They I don't know what happened, but for this game I could see Chelsea winning Fulham, but it's not gonna be as easy as we think. Fulham has been a team that they pick up kind of they could pick up a draw on any given day with any given team. So it's not going to be easy, but I see Chelsea winning this easily. I see Chelsea winning this, and it's going to be a close one. I'll say 2-1. So the next game we have on our schedule for this weekend is Newcastle versus Manchester City. City will be traveling to Newcastle for this weekend. The game starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For the win probability, Newcastle is at 17%. For the draw, it's 21%. Manchester City win is 62%. I can't say I'm not agreeing to that. I feel like Newcastle, they fell off a little bit in the league. They when and that's the thing with a lot of these teams. When you think they're at their best and they look so promising, that's the moment they start to disappoint their fans. And that's why these teams are considered mid-table teams and not title competitors. And for me, as a Manchester City fan, this one is going to be easy. We did have a few injuries: Bernardo Silva, Calvin Phillips. We still have Alan on the injured. We have and Kevin De Bruyne came back. We still have John Stone out. But to be fair, I feel like Bernardo Silva, it was ill, so he didn't play in the FA Cup. But I feel like he'll be able to start this match, and that would be good for us in the midfield area. Kevin De Bruyne is looking ready. Pep said, he's been training. He looked good. So hopefully, we could see our best midfielder back in the squad. And Jermaine Deku, I haven't gotten much word on him, but hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's fit and could come back soon. In the meantime, we still got Jack Grealish that could, he could move the ball around, and that's good for us. For Newcastle, they have been struck with a lot of injuries. Just to be fair with them, they do have a lot of injuries. One of the main injuries, Joelinton, the Brazilian. We don't know if he'll be able to coming back in the squad for this game, but he did pick up an injury. He will be a key player that Newcastle could depend on. And the best striker they have right now, Isca. Isca is he's very, very, very dangerous. He'll be a threat to us, so we gotta have a game plan for him as well. But I feel like City will be able to pull this win off because we really do need the win. We need to close that gap on Liverpool. We can't let Liverpool get too far. And now we see this game by Manchester City win easily. For the next game for this weekend, we have Everton versus Aston Villa. So the Villains will be traveling to Everton for this game. And this game will be on Sunday, the 14th of January, 9 a.m. For this game, it's these two teams. They are very, very similar, and a lot of people forget that Aston Villa is a team with a lot of good talent. They really could produce on the day that's their day. They could do great damage. I'm not gonna lie. Everton on the other end, they do have talent in their squad. They do have the ability to take full control of a game, despite them losing that 10 point. Based on FIFA, the ruling that FIFA gave. It's a little bit harsh down. I know they're at the bottom of the table, but if they had never lost that 10 points, they would have been up more on the table. So it's kind of harsh on them. We can't really judge them on that. I don't see them, going into the relegation zone. I don't see them falling out of the Premier League. They are really a good team. And for me with this game, for Aston Villa, the man that really been outshining lately, and we got to talk about him, is Liam Bailey. He's been brilliant for Aston Villa lately. If he could give us another good performance again this game, I see Aston Villa really dominating this game. But my bet is this game going to end in a draw because it's similar. They two kind of a similar team. They play a similar ball game, and I don't see this game, going either way. I just see this as a draw, but my best bet is both teams to score. So we're gonna go to the final game of the weekend, and this is a big game for a lot of Man U fans, and Tottenham as well. But we have good news for Man U that I gotta show you guys that they really could grab this win, because Tottenham is really, really struggling with injuries, and a lot of key players is going to be gone on international duties for this game. And I feel like before we let you guys know who's going to be, who's going to leave, I'm going to go, before we talk about that, I'm going to go into the Man U a little bit. I'm going to dive in and talk about their performance and, what I think about them. Man U for me is just not the same Man U no more. When I was growing up as a kid and supporting Manchester City, I was bullied, for being a Man City fan just because our rival was Manchester United. So it kind of brings joy to my heart seeing them down like this now. I know it's, you're not supposed to laugh at somebody else's pain, but it's okay. They did that to me. But at this point, I think they need new players, they need new management, they need new owners. I feel like for Man U to get back to where they was, they need a remakeover. I really think they do need a remakeover. They have been terrible. They haven't been consistent. They'll win today and lose tomorrow to the worst team in the league. And we've seen this so many times with them. And you never know what's gonna happen when Man U play. You don't know, what outcome gonna be, and that's terrible for a team that used to dominate English Premier League. It's a shame to see what Manchester United is right now. So enough of that. Let me break down the game for you guys, and you can see, and you can make your choice. But I'm gonna give you my prediction as well. So for this game, we have the win probability for Manchester United 44%. Sorry. And we got a draw probability of 25%. And Tottenham 31%. Now normally, Man U wouldn't be so high over a Tottenham team, especially form Tottenham is in. But because of injuries and players that won't be available for Tottenham this weekend, Man U slightly got the edge, and I'm going to tell you why. Tottenham is struggling with a lot of injuries and a lot of key players. And some of those players, one of these main players they don't have right now at their disposal is James Maddison. He's out, and he won't be able to be in this game. Now, the reason why I give Manchester United the win right now is because also Son won't be available. Son will be on international duties for South Korea. Son will be traveling and won't be able for this game. Won't be able to play this game, and also Scar won't be able to play this game. He'll be traveling back to Africa for the African Cups, and that's a big blow for Tottenham. And if you know football, you know Tottenham without Son, Scar, you know they don't have a midfielder for James Robinson right now. And I mean that you do got players that still got quality up front, but they're gonna struggle this game. And coming to Man U to play this game, you know, I don't think Old Trafford is still Old Trafford. The noise, the fans, you know, I feel like Man U need this one as well. They have to, you know, and I feel like this is gonna go Man U way. But even if they win this game, it doesn't mean, you know, Man U is back. I still see them struggling, falling. I don't think they'll be able to make Europia spot at the end of the season. I feel like they're gonna be finishing 8 or 7. There are better teams in this league right now than Man U, and Man U is really struggling. The fans know it. Everybody knows it. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. This is the games for the weekend. Let me know what you think. Please leave a comment. It really means so much to me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe as well. And yeah, thank you guys for your support. You know, let's get it. Peace.